Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and reaching for your phone, only to realize there is nothing to check. No Instagram, no TikTok, no Facebook, no endless scrolling, no notifications, no likes, no messages waiting to be opened. Sounds peaceful, right? But what if I told you that for many people, the first few days without social media feel surprisingly uncomfortable? Almost like something important is missing. Something your brain has quietly depended on for years. And what's even stranger, the biggest change doesn't happen on day 1. It doesn't happen on day 3. It doesn't even happen during the first week. The most shocking change often happens much later. And when it does, many people never see social media the same way again. So what really happens if you quit social media for 30 days? Would your life improve? Would you become happier, more productive, or would you discover something about yourself that you were never supposed to notice? Let's find out. Most people believe social media is just entertainment, something harmless, something you use when you're bored.
A few minutes here, a few minutes there. No big deal. But think about this. How many times have you opened an app without even thinking? How many times have you checked your phone while watching a movie? While eating? While talking to someone? While studying? While working? For many people, social media is no longer a choice. It's a reflex. A habit. An automatic behavior. And that's where things get interesting. Because when you remove something that has become automatic, your brain notices immediately. Imagine an average student named Alex. Every morning, before getting out of bed, he spends 20 minutes scrolling. During lunch, he scrolls. While waiting for class, he scrolls. Before sleeping, he scrolls. Nothing unusual. Millions of people do the same thing. Then one day Alex decides to quit social media for 30 days. Simple. Delete the apps. Done. At least that's what he thinks. But within the first few hours, something strange begins to happen. He reaches for his phone, then remembers. There is nothing to check. A few minutes later, he does it again. And again. And again. Not because he needs something. Because his brain expects something. This is the first hidden effect nobody talks about. Your brain has been trained to expect rewards. A new like. A new message. A funny video. A surprise notification. Every time one appears, your brain releases a small amount of dopamine. Not the dopamine of happiness. The dopamine of anticipation. The dopamine that says, check again. Maybe something new is waiting. And suddenly, when social media disappears, that reward system gets interrupted. But here's the strange part. Most people think the hardest day is day 1. They're wrong. Because day 1 still feels easy. You're motivated. Excited. Determined. The real challenge begins when that motivation starts fading. And that's exactly what happens next. By day 2 and day 3, many people experience something unexpected. Boredom. Real boredom. Not the kind that lasts 5 minutes. The kind you haven't felt in years. Why? Because social media has been filling every empty moment. Standing in line. Scroll. Waiting for food. Scroll. Sitting alone. Scroll. Feeling awkward. Scroll. Feeling stressed. Scroll. Feeling sad. Scroll. Without realizing it, social media becomes an escape from silence. And when you remove it, silence comes back. For some people, this feels uncomfortable. Almost scary. Because now there is nothing distracting them from their own thoughts. And that's when a surprising question appears. What if the reason we fear boredom isn't boredom itself? What if we fear what boredom reveals? This is where week 1 starts becoming fascinating. Because after several days without social media, many people notice something unexpected. Time. Not extra hours. But hidden time. Time they never realized existed. Suddenly they notice how often they used to pick up their phone. How often they switched attention. How often they interrupted themselves. And what they discover can be shocking. Some people regain hours every week. Hours that were disappearing one scroll at a time. But that's not even the biggest change. Because around the end of week 1, something starts happening inside the mind. Something most people never expect. And once it begins, the entire challenge changes. By week 2, something unexpected starts to happen. The constant urge to check your phone becomes weaker. Your mind feels a little calmer. You start noticing things you normally ignore. Conversations feel longer. Movies feel more interesting. And for the first time in a long time, you can focus on one thing, without reaching for your phone every few minutes. But that's not the strange part. By week 3, many people begin noticing a change in confidence. Not because they became smarter. Not because they became more successful. But because they stopped comparing themselves to hundreds of people every day. No more perfect photos. No more highlight reels. No more feeling like everyone else is living a better life. And slowly, they start paying attention to their own life instead. Then comes week 4. And this is where things get really interesting. The habit starts losing its power. The cravings become weaker. The phone no longer controls your attention. You control it. And suddenly you realize just how much time and mental energy social media was taking from you. Then day 30 arrives. And most people expect a huge transformation. A completely new life. A completely new version of themselves. But that's not what usually happens. The real change is much quieter. You realize the world kept moving without you. The trends came and went. The viral posts disappeared. And yet, you were still here. Living. Growing. Learning. Maybe even happier than before. And then a strange question appears. If you felt okay without social media for 30 days, how much of it did you actually need? Because social media doesn't just take your time. It takes your attention. And attention is one of the most valuable things you own. Every scroll, every notification, every swipe, is fighting for a piece of your mind. But after 30 days, many people discover something powerful. They feel more present, more focused, and more connected to their real life. Not because social media is bad, but because they finally learned they can live without constantly checking it. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. The real challenge was never quitting social media. The real challenge was discovering who you are when the noise disappears. And once you discover that, you may never look at social media the same way again.